Brought to you by Grace. Make a good move today.
You can open a Sagicor Bank savings account from anywhere. Go online and open yours today.
The time by Sagicor Bank is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, nurses and healthcare workers stage island-wide protest. UTEC students protest amid news of missing student suspected dead. Suspected cop killer found guilty of gun-related charges. In the business report, it's our weekly feature, Small Biz Big Dreams. And in sports, Cavalier and Mount Pleasant set up for third consecutive final clash in JPL. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Monday, May 19, 2025. I'm Nika Lewis. Thanks so much for having joined us. On Monday, nurses across Jamaica stood in solidarity following the brutal assault of one of their own, who was seen in a now viral video being attacked last Tuesday. The perpetrator, a St. Andrews senior businessman, while on her way to work. Well, the nurses and healthcare workers are calling on the government to ensure decisive action is taken to mitigate this growing crisis of gender-based violence. CVM reporter Shante McNeil has tonight's lead story.
All across the nation on Monday, the collective plea for justice for victims of gender-based violence echoed as nurses and healthcare workers marched in solidarity, bearing placards, strongly protesting the brutal assault of one of their colleagues in St. Andrew last Tuesday, which has since ignited outrage across the island. At Heroes Circle in Kingston, it was another show of solidarity, among them Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, who demanded better protection for the nation's caregivers.
The victim in all of this, Nurse Facey, is getting the best of support. From a national standpoint, this is a show of solidarity, all of us, and we have to make sure that the law takes its course and the justice served in the way it ought to, because our healthcare workers, just like any other individual, but more so our healthcare workers who are on the road every day, day and night, who protect us, who serve us in our hospitals, we need to see them and protect them at all times, no matter how irate we think we are.
For healthcare workers, the pain runs deep and long. It's not just about one nurse, they say, but about countless women, young and old, suffering in silence.
I hear a saying said if a man lick a woman, he's not a man anymore. So you're not supposed to put your hand on a woman.
We are tired of losing our children. We are tired of losing our women. We are tired of the abuse. We are tired of the common disregard for all that we have been going through.
They abuse us in public transport, they abuse us. Our workplaces, they abuse on the road. And this is just coming to a culmination. And if we don't say enough in love, what will be next?
Right now, I am still feeling angry because of what he did to her. She's a woman and she's a colleague. And I am standing up for her. I am her Esther today.
Gender Minister Olivia Grange remains hopeful justice will be served.
That man who attacked that nurse, I call him a brute. And he can be called many other names. And I know all the women here want to call him some other names, right? But suffice it to say,
justice must be done.
The outcry comes at a time when concern over Jamaica's declining birth rate is growing. In December 2023, the country recorded a fertility rate of 1.9, falling below the replacement level of 2.1 for the first time. Just 52,000 deliveries were registered in a nation of nearly 3 million. Some experts say increasing childbirth could brighten Jamaica's future, but with violence like this, many fear there may be a bleak future.
The children, where's the future? And if they kill the women, how do we have children? So we have no future. You need to get the head together, man. Get the head together. Stop the violence, no.
Shante McNeil, CVM News.
Now to a developing story. Tevin Pasley, accused in the double murder of Corporal Delwyn Jackson and taxi driver Kenroy Chandler on August 18, 2021, was today found guilty of the charges in relation to illegal firearm and ammunition. On Monday, High Court Judge Justice Martin Gale found Pasley guilty on both weapon-related counts, with sentencing set for June 24, 2025. Pasley was apprehended at Stanford Hope Market on April 1, 2023 by the St. Catherine South Police Division's Special Operations Unit. In addition to the murder charges, he faced allegations for possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition, which was later found at his residence in Green Island, Lucy. While this verdict marks a significant development, Pasley awaits trial on the serious charges of the double murder. And of course, we'll continue to monitor this developing story. Still in court, DeMarco Bryan, also called Sinner, a reputed member of the notorious Trainline gang, has been found guilty on charges of possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The verdict was handed down in the gun court following his arrest on March 7, 2024. Bryan, who was also a person of interest in 4 murders, was apprehended with a rifle in his possession. His sentencing is scheduled for June 19, 2025, where he faces the possibility of a severe prison term. The Trainline gang was linked to 8 murders in 2023, fueling violence across the area. Several of its members have since been killed in shootouts with law enforcement, significantly weakening the criminal organization. In the wake of their downfall, police say Gregory Park has seen a remarkable transformation. The once troubled community has emerged as a model of safety, reporting no murders since the gang's demise. Authorities are crediting the persistent efforts of law enforcement and community initiatives for maintaining the peace. A mother of 3 has been in a state of distress lately, claims she was harassed, alleging a member of the force attempted to forcefully break into her house without a warrant.
A squadron of police officers allegedly tried to break into a woman's abode on May 15. Christian, also known as Chrissy One Boss, told our news team that she was not initially made aware of their reasons for entry, which is what raised an alarm.
When I checked my security cameras, I realized that police officers came here, 2 police to be exact, and they were trying to open my back door, which was unsuccessful. Then the police would have indicated to the other police officer for a knife, which he then took the knife and forced entry upon my house. After opening the door, he then started to shake my grill, which would have damaged a nut on the grill. When he realized that he was not able to enter the premises, he walked away, leaving the door open.
She stated that due to her being reluctant to grant the officers access to her home, several threats were made towards her.
There's another police who stepped up and started to use indecent language at me and telling me that he would have destroyed my car if I don't come outside. And they knew that I was here because they saw my vehicle. So I said, "How do you know that that is my vehicle?" He said not to worry.
Christian added that the reason for what occurred was because she was accused of brandishing a firearm with intention to harm. However, she felt like the police did not take the best approach in handling the situation.
So I think my rights was violated, my privacy, and also my children is traumatized. The fact that I had to wake them up at 3:40 in the morning to bring them out in the night cold to go by the station. And I am very, very disappointed in the officers' behavior when I also came outside. I think police need to be professional and know how to conduct themselves.
Adrian Williams reporting For CVM News.
People's National Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell continues to criticize the states of public emergency imposed by the government between 2018 and 2023. He believes the SOEs were useless in fighting crime and claims it's only after the government adopted the PNP's plan to utilize police commuting that Jamaica saw a reduction in crime. We hear more in this report.
The majority of the persons that were detained were not being convicted and prosecuted. So we have always said to them, what about using normal policing mechanisms? Which is what they're doing now, and that is when they are seeing the results. So they didn't see any sustained decrease under the state of emergency.
The SOEs imposed by the government between 2018 and 2023 were unlawful. That's the Constitutional Court's ruling after the opposition challenged the SOEs' legality. And even though Campbell states this court ruling signifies a win for Jamaica, his fight did not end there. He continues to rebuke the governing Jamaica Labour Party over its use of the crime-fighting tool. He is confident that the SOEs played no part in the reduction of crime.
In 2017, murder went up to 1,647. That's having the JLP having inherited it at an average of 1,100 per year for the preceding 4 years that the PNP was in office. And after that, they started with the states of emergencies. Immediately, it came down to 1,283. But every year from 2019, it continued to trend back up to the point when we got to 2022, we were back at 1,500. So, and for that entire period from 2018 to 2022, we were under states of emergency. So it shows that the state of emergencies were not leading to a reduction in murder.
He thinks the government can reduce crime without using SOEs.
The government said they were going to give us some enhanced security measures. That bill has been in gestation now, elephantine, for years, and we haven't gotten it. So I want to say to the government that they are to use legislation. We use anti-gang legislation, we use anti-scamming legislation, we use DNA legislation when we were last in government, and we were able in 2014, the murder rate was 1,005 without any states of emergency or anything like that. So I think the government can operate, as the data is showing now, that it can go down from those high levels where they had brought it to without the use of states of emergencies.
In the meantime, Dr. Campbell is urging the government to strike the balance between obliterating crime and protecting the rights of Jamaicans. Angela Melville, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 continues in just a moment.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends, who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we're redefining what real connection is, prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers, get your $20,000 supermarket card when you add postpaid mobile for only $3,700 plus GCT to your current internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Hey you know all the people in your business?
You should take advantage of CVM TV's unbeatable small business advertising package. Trust me.
And get your goods and services in front of your customers today.
For $150,000, you get a high-quality professional commercial.
Plus 20 prime-time commercial spots.
That's massive exposure at a fraction of the cost.
Including on the #1 morning show in Jamaica, Sunrise.
So don't wait. Call us on 658-208-5377 and see your business goals happen right here on CVM Television.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Less than a mile away from a protest at the University Hospital of the West Indies was yet another protest against gender-based violence, GBV, this time due to the case of missing UTEC student Anissa Dilworth. Adrian Williams tells us how the peaceful protest unfolded amid recent findings by the police.
Chants rang out as emotions flowed, protesters overwhelmed with sadness. Today, in and around the environs of the University of Technology UTEC campus, Papine in Kingston, all in support of family and friends for 20-year-old pharmaceutical technology student Anissa Dilworth, whose remains are believed to have been found along a beach in Portmore, St. Catherine, the apparent victim of a tragic end. Anissa's father, Everton Dilworth, is doing his best to cope with the loss.
I'm still in disbelief, right, and still in a state of shock. I can't imagine the pain she went through, right? Words cannot explain.
Anissa's aunt, Sharon Green Brown, along with lecturer at the university, Jesse James Clark, sees this unfortunate twist of expectations as an avenue to level up the fight against gender-based violence, GBV.
And I stand here today, my heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding. And I'm begging us all, please, whoever knows something, say something. It's full time we stop with the violence, talk against the violence against women and children. It cannot continue. It is a start. This should not be the end. This should be the start of us fighting, joining hands and heart to stand up and speak out against violence against women and children.
We are having these events too often now. We want it to stop. We want men to realize that they have to protect women and look out for the women in our society, women and children especially. They are most vulnerable amongst us, and we have to do better in terms of taking care of them.
President for UTEC, Dr. Kevin Brown, was present with lecturers and members of staff, magnifying the significance of the protest and cites his challenge with a key matter.
As you know, we are committed to keeping our students safe, and we extend significant resources to ensure that all the campus locations are safe. But of course, the challenge for us, and it's something we're going to have to really look at, is how to keep the students safe when they leave the campus.
For now, the memories alone linger for 20-year-old Anissa Dilworth. Adrian Williams, CVM News.
Meanwhile, the People's National Party is affirming its commitment to restoring morality through collaboration with civil society and churches. PNP President Mark Golding, while speaking at a party meeting in Clarendon at the weekend, says the current administration has not done enough to curb violence against women and children. In response to the recent acts of violence against women and children, here again, we hear from a leader, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. He has directed key ministers to accelerate the passage of pending legislation aimed at enhancing the protection of women and girls. He also confirmed that a review of the report prepared by the National Commission for Violence Prevention is currently underway ahead of its public release.
Today, the Cabinet received a report from the Minister of National Security on recent incidents of violence against women and children. We noted that as organized violence in the form of murders and serious crimes is declining significantly, domestic violence and gender-based violence is increasingly a cause for concern. And as Prime Minister, I condemn these attacks on our women and children. Your government has been working on a comprehensive approach to tackle violence generally in our society. And we now have the report of the National Commission on the Prevention of Violence, which was chaired by esteemed Professor Maureen Sams-Vaughan. This report will be reviewed by the Cabinet next week and thereafter shared with stakeholders and the wider public. I've also directed the relevant ministers to fast-track all pending legislation or policy that could improve the protection and security of our women and girls. Perpetrators should know that the government and the society speaks with one clear voice against violence.
Now, a fatal shooting in Spalding, Clarendon has left one man dead and another illegal firearm seized. The incident unfolded in the early hours of Sunday morning in the Longbow district. Reports are that 41-year-old Andre Ingram, otherwise called Jazz, was attending a permitted event in Ainan town when he allegedly fired several rounds from a prohibited weapon. Locals summoned the police, and upon their arrival, Ingram reportedly opened fire at the officers. The police returned fire and Ingram was shot. Police reports are that a 9mm pistol with 7 live rounds was recovered from the scene. Senior Superintendent and Operations Officer Luhas Daniels says the police will not yield to criminals.
I'm saying to these persons, if you challenge the police, there's no guarantee of your safety. The police are well trained and they are trained to defend themselves, and they will defend themselves.
Ingram was rushed to the Percy Junior Hospital where he was pronounced dead. We take a break. The business segment is up right after.
At Courts, we know that mom is so much more than just a mom. Find her the perfect gift with furniture pieces starting at $11,199. Shop select fridges, stoves, washers, and dryers on credit and get 20% off. Get smart TVs starting at $24,999. Plus free gifts with select purchases. Shop for her today and pay later. So let's celebrate her as she is so much more than mom. Only at Courts, bringing value home. Offer ends May 24, 2025. Conditions apply.
So I'm sure you took her to a doctor, and what did he say?
He said that she had a hole in her heart. She's a blue baby.
I thought I would find my papa, but I didn't. I found Uncle Jungly instead.
I will divorce her. It's what you want.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
IT and Fancy Cat Show. Who the singer? And get ready. And when you get ready, let's go, go, go.
I to start.
Girl, you pass, so they look good. Exam, you have to give you a sticky. Me no get wrong, but
feelings I care for you because you will take life. Feelings I care for you. When we go to school, we little and fine.
Say that again. Pause again.
Barely our Admiral barely tricked me with.
You see yourself following him down the Christian walk?
And when them tell me, say, God call him, that's a when.
I want you, man.
Come on the party.
The Cut, brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Registering a business can be quite a hassle when you don't know what to do. Well, Adrian Williams caught up with the company's Office of Jamaica to give us some insight. So it's now time for Small Biz Big Dreams.
So we're here with the company's Office of Jamaica, COJ, and we're going to be speaking to them about, the importance of registering a small business. But first, what classifies a small business?
What classifies a small business is that you have two categories. So you have the sole trader or a partnership, and also a corporate sole trader. What this means is that for the sole trader, it's 1 person, and if it's a partnership, it's 2 to 5 persons or 5 to 20 persons. It is a little bit more flexible in terms of how to handle versus a limited liability company, which is more structured. It has directors, company secretary, shareholders, and beneficial owners.
What the classification of a small business? Does the amount of money you earn help in the classification?
No, not necessarily. So with that classification, it's really depending on the tax office that they would have to file how much money they're earning. So it would not.
In terms of registration of your of a small business, right? So the MSME sector in particular, how important is it for them to register their business? Is it that important that they can just go through and do as they want? How important?
Well, it's very important. There are several benefits when you register as a business name. This actually increases access to loans and grants. You also have the opportunity of visiting our website and find that business. So for persons who are interested in knowing that business is registered, they can visit our website by typing in the name of the business, and then once it is registered, it automatically pops up on our register. It also inspires consumer confidence. People want to know that this business is legitimate, and also you can advertise. You have the opportunity of advertising that your business is registered.
Mills also highlights that one should not confuse trademarking with business registration. Let's say you trademark your name. The name is what will determine what you register the business as, your business name, right? Trademarking the name as opposed to registering, what's the coordination between the two? One has to be done before the other?
Well, not necessarily. What we advise customer is that if it is that they have registered a trademark at the JAMPRO office, then they need to visit the company's office because it's a different registry. And also with registering with us, you will receive a TRN number for the business, the NIS number for the business, NHT applied, HART applied. So it's a different process, and we're employing persons to register both.
The customer service analyst was glad to announce that more services are now being offered online.
We have 2 additional services. We have the renewal of a sole trader partnership or corporate sole trader online now. We also have closure. So whether you're in the diaspora or anywhere in the Caribbean, you have the opportunity of renewing and registering also and closing your business in the comfort of your home.
So no more hassle to come into the office or anything like that.
Right, so you can now do all of those services online.
So whatever business you have, or maybe it's just a passion you use to deliver a service, don't miss out on the benefits of registering as a business. This was Small Biz Big Dreams. Dream big.
Jordan Fort is now with us to give us a quick look at what's to come in sports.
Yeah, quick look indeed, Nika. Of course, the Jamaica Premier League final is now set. Guess what? Again, it's Cavalier versus Mount Pleasant for the 3rd year running. Who will win the battle this time around? They've split the last 2 meetings. Plus, we're talking about a young Jamaican tennis player who is now making waves in Europe and is about to play at one of the most prestigious tournaments in tennis at the junior level. And one coach a little bit upset about the renaming or the delay in renaming a school after a particular very decorated Jamaican athlete.
Interesting times are ahead, but you'll have to stay with us for more after the break.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we're redefining what real connection is, prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers, get your $20,000 supermarket card when you add postpaid mobile for only $3,700 plus GCT to your current internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Did you hear? Well, did you? Odyssey with Yendi is coming to CVM TV. Yep, you heard right. Sunday night, right here on CVM TV is where you're going to be, because we're going to take in Odyssey with Yendi.
Brought to you by Grace. Make a good move today.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like
crispy barbecue zinger from KFC. Available for a limited time. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The time by KFC is...
Welcome back. You're just in time for what's happening on social media.
So, what's trending in our local social media spaces today? Healthcare workers, including nurses, gathered at the University Hospital of the West Indies in St. Andrew to protest a recent road rage assault on a nurse by a businessman. Here are some of your reactions. At Blondell Cottrell 2022 writes, every woman in Jamaica should be joining them in this fight. At Brenda Maria shares, good going, Yui. I was wondering when we were going to take these injustices to the streets. It's full time we stand up against the callous abuse of women and children. At Javin Bless says, only if we could get this same energy right across the board, Jamaica would be a much safer place. At Wayne 21 posts, we must also protest for all the girls and women that have been missing. Every parish, let's go. At Tamar Williams comments, they're protesting to send a message to our culture that these sorts of behaviors will not be taken lightly anymore. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM Television on Facebook. I'm Courtney Lewis.
We now turn to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Guyana, President Dr. Irfan Ali announced that the government is engaging the New Building Society NBS so that the mortgage ceiling can be increased to $30 million with an increased rate capped at 5%. The written request was made by Finance Minister Dr. Ashani Singh on Sunday morning. President Ali made the announcement as he addressed persons gathered at a Labor Day brunch hosted on the lawns of the State House in Georgetown. Here's Newsroom Guyana.
Do you want easier home ownership? Do you want less interest rate on your loans? Do you want easier loans? I can't hear you. Then you're assured of that under the People's Progressive Party civic government. And to tell you, and to demonstrate to you how much you're assured, I will make one more step forward in this direction today. At 9:45 a.m., I instructed the Minister of Finance to write to the New Building Society and to increase their loan limit to $30 million with a guarantee that their interest rate on loans, 30 million and below for housing, will be 5% maximum. We want to help you to build greater productivity. And we are committing to you that we will make loans for small and medium-sized businesses more easily accessible with concessional interest rates. We will create a special development agency that would give SMEs and every Guyanese family the opportunity to get business loans at concessional rates under a special window that will be created. We're going to invest to ensure the participation of every Guyanese in building a prosperous country.
And in international news, the UK and EU have reached a new deal setting out post-Brexit relations on areas including fishing rights, trade and defence. It marks the biggest reboot since the UK officially left EU in 2020 and comes after years of disagreement over Brexit. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer described it as a landmark deal, marking a new era in relations. The Conservatives described the New Deal as a surrender to the EU, while the Liberal Democrats said the government had taken some positive first steps to rebuilding ties with Europe. More from the BBC.
Yeah, the proceedings now have wrapped up, Lucy, here at Lancaster House in central London. But make no mistake, whether you are pro or anti-Brexit, today has been a symbolic and an historic one. A number of deals, as you outlined there, that have been signed between the EU and the UK. And Sir Keir Starmer, in a news conference, taking questions afterwards, he was asked, is this backsliding away from Brexit, that kind of thing? Well, he said, no, this is all about moving forward. He used language that really was, in some ways, repetitive, but sending a similar message out. He's saying, we're moving forward, not backwards. He said, this is a new era. This is turning.
Sports with Jordan Fort is next. Ahead of the break, your weather report.
What makes a burrito bond so attractive? You're investing in a bond issued by a company that stands out for its financial strength.
We have a history of strong financial performance and growth, demonstrating resilience.
Our leverage remains low relative to our peers, demonstrating financial stability.
We received a strong A+ rating from CARICRIS, a testament to our creditworthiness.
And we're backed by a knowledgeable and experienced management team committed to driving success.
The bond is available in both Jamaican and US dollars, ranging from tenures between 2 to 10 years at attractive interest rates. Plus, it's expected to be listed, which will enhance liquidity for all investors.
Burrito bonds are burrito strong. Download our prospectus, call a burrito advisor, and invest today.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on